Hi, Michael Buffer here, and let's get ready for Stat Sports.
Alrighty, and we are back on Stat Sports, and this week's guest, ooh, am I excited for this one? The one and only, the rapper, songwriter, businessman, actor, founder of the Big Three. How did I do there? The one and only Ice Cube joins us. How you doing, Cube?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
Doing well. So obviously we'll start with the Big Three, see the hat there. Obviously season 7 coming up this summer. Obviously very, very exciting. When you think about kind of the growth of the league from the first season to now, is the thing you're most excited about with the growth and where you guys have come from?
Um, well, we've been calibrating the league, since we started. Like we introduced the league at the same time as we were inventing the sport in the professional, you know, I guess in the professional space.
Yeah,
So we did a lot of learning, in the first uh, 3 years, and then COVID hit, and that was a whole nother thing that we had to deal with. That
crazy times.
we would have took down most leagues, but we were able to get through that and really, calibrate the game to the point where it's fun to play and fun to watch. Games lasts about 45 minutes, which is about an hour in TV time. So they're bite sized. They're, perfect when it comes to, watching guys go at it and compete at a high level. First to 50. So it's a sprint. It's not you can't, you can't bullshit and,
Yeah,
and kind of, you got to go for it. You really
got to
got to
score.
play. Got to sprint, first to 50 wins. So it's no garbage minutes because there are no minutes. And then the 14-second shot clock keeps the pace fast and flowing. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So what kind of you kind of mentioned it there, but if you're gonna give like a pitch to fans, obviously this is after the NBA season is over in the summer, not a ton going on. What is the pitch for why fans should tune into the Big Three this summer?
Oh man, it's great competition. It's a real, start to finish league in 10 weeks. All games have huge stakes. And it's not like the NBA where, you miss 10 games, that's all right. You got 10 more,
There's no load
here.
management in the Big Three.
No, it's 10 games, and then we start dropping teams after the sixth game if you're on the bottom of the barrel. So it's uh it's a sprint all the way through. And it's great to see a season start to finish in between the NBA finals and the NFL regular season. So perfect window.
Oh yeah.
Dog days of summer. Uh, what you gonna do? Like, I mean, golf is cool. Go watch some golf. You know what I mean? But as far as if you're in the culture, you like balling. You like to see guys that playing the game you love. Big, nothing better than the big three. Nothing hotter. Not even the NBA summer league. They flame out after you know the number one guy, the number one pick
Yeah,
plays 2 or 3 games, and then you're waiting for the regular season. So, the WNBA, they're gonna be hot this summer, but we right there. Um, and it's gonna be great. Still a lot of hoop, keep it going.
you touched on the WNBA, and obviously you guys made a lot of shockwaves when the rumors came out that you guys had offered that $5 million offer to Caitlin Clark. Just obviously, we'll see what happens there. But in terms of her game and what excites you most about what potentially Caitlin Clark can bring this summer to the Big Three?
I mean, not only more um, eyeballs, more viewers, more sponsors, more interest. Um, but we think she can be successful. Like pairing her with a coach like Nancy Lieberman, who's done it before. She's broken those barriers and she's broken ground. And this would be, you know, the synergy is just perfect for her to come in and be successful and put her with the right teammates. And you'll see her draining fours out there in the big three and, breaking barriers. And, not only barriers, actual barriers, but
Yep.
barriers in people's mind, which is, to me, the most important accomplishment. And so, we made the offer. We think, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't make the offer, to be honest.
100%. How many logo threes do you think we would see from Caitlin Clark in the big three? Those 4-point shots.
Oh man, I think, she could lead the league in them. And it's a long shot, but I definitely know she has the range. And she can pass. Believe she can get open. Think she'll have success out there.
Yeah, just the only other thing on that is obviously there'll be some skeptics like, hey, she's done it against women, but how would she do against these retired NBA players? What would you say to any of those skeptics who may be like, hey, how will Caitlin's game translate to this week specifically?
Well, if you consider yourself a retired player, you're not in the big three, trust me.
Yeah,
You gotta still be a baller to be in the big three. And we have, you know, guys like Frank Nitti, guys like Hezegad. These guys have Isaiah Briscoe. These guys are in their 20s, they still youngsters, Kevin Murphy, who was the league MVP a few years back. These guys can play. And so you either can play in the big three or you can't. And so, we'll see what she can do. I would challenge anybody who think they can just go out there and walk on a big three court and get buckets easy.
it ain't that easy. Yeah, you gotta earn every point.
Yeah, ask some of the players that's played in the big three. Just ask them the intensity that's played in the league.
100%. So I think about, obviously, it's a 3v3, and I'm thinking about if you had to pick your all-time big three roster, you get three players from any player from any time period in their prime, who would be the three guys you would want for your ultimate 3v3 team?
I mean, I think I would go with Michael Jordan, of
Yeah,
course.
he's on mine. I'll tell you mine after you tell me yours. Yeah.
And I would go with man, it's hard not to go with Shaq.
He's on mine too, actually. Yeah, because he would just dominate in that half-court game.
Yeah. He would definitely, some guys would probably want to pull him out though. Guys can
That's
shoot
true.
that
Like a
three
stretch
now.
center. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So, man, it's hard. It's really hard. But I guess you can't lose with how you gonna lose with Kobe, Jordan, and Shaq?
I knew you were going to pick Kobe, but that was
How
on
could
mine
you
too.
lose?
Yeah.
How could you lose with that combination?
That's a lethal one, yeah. The only other guy I was thinking
Yeah,
about was maybe Steph Curry, just because of the limitless range in the half court and just pulling up threes all game.
yeah. I think he get locked up by Jordan or Kobe. It's like
Yeah,
you got to match up to those two, and they all play crazy defense.
100%. Last thing on the big three, then we'll shift gears a little bit. I saw you put out a tweet, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. It was basically a picture of a couple of different NBA retired players, and they asked who would be the best in the big three, and you said all of them. And the one that I really caught my attention was Melo, because I know Melo can still ball. You put him on a 3v3, he can still do that jab and that ISO. What do you think Melo would bring to the big three?
Impact. He's must see TV. So we would love for guys to play, but like I said, if they consider themselves retired,
It ain't gonna
stay
work.
on the sideline. Yeah,
Yeah.
because you got to be ready to play professional basketball, when you play in the Big Three, it's just no ifs, ands, buts about it. You have to be ready to play. It's not a cakewalk. 3-on-3, you have to actually expend more energy because you have to go from defense to offense very quick, offense to defense very quick, 14 seconds on the shot clock, and it's a sprint, first to 50 wins. So it's you have to be in shape and you have to be ready to play, and it's physical.
I would say to any of those guys, good luck trying to guard Melo one-on-one. We all know how that goes.
Yeah, that's a barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. So I want to shift gears a little bit. Obviously, when I think about you, Cube, and I think about NWA and everything that you guys accomplished and, the introduction of gangster rap really into that mainstream media, for you, when you reflect back on it and maybe looking, 50 years down the road, what do you really want the legacy of NWA to be?
Um, it's really about artists being themselves and not conforming to the rules set out in front of them. I mean, of course, you have to play the game like it's supposed to be played, in any game you playing, but
Yeah.
you also have to, create your own lane. You have to create your own flavor, your own style, your own way to communicate. And so, we learned from the artists before us, artists like George Clinton and James Brown and even Rick James and, Prince and all these dudes who just did it their own way. And so that's what we did. And we didn't think we was going to make a splash or, make any money at it. We thought we was just doing great records for what we seen in our neighborhood and what we was living through, and we had to try to figure out a way to express ourselves in a creative way and not in a destructive way. So I just want people to look at it and say, hey, this opened up artists to be themselves no matter what they wanted to say or whatever, picture they wanted to paint.
Yeah, you've talked about a lot about how, hey, you guys really expected to just be kind of like an underground type of thing. You never really thought it would make the mainstream. Just when straight out of Compton, when it was all done before it was released, just what did you guys think it could possibly have been? Like, what did you think the ceiling for what it really could have been was?
Well, by the time we did a whole album, we knew the music was making an impact.
Yeah,
we had done so many singles before that, from Boys in the Hood to 8 Ball Rolling to Gangsta Gangsta, Dope Man. So we had a pretty good idea that this record was going to have impact. We just did, we knew that we was having issues with even mainstream hip hop.
yeah.
It was really, not really welcoming us with open arms. So we knew that the record was going to be underground because nobody was doing records like that, but a very few. And we figured, okay, we're just going to go the underground route, and then it exploded and went the other way.
100%. So like Dr. Dre, for example, like being in the lab with him, like making music with him, and just what was that experience like? Like what makes Dr. Dre Dr. Dre?
Confidence. He has great ears. He's DJ'd small parties. He's DJ'd huge, warehouses, and he's DJ'd at all these different events. And not only DJ, but we had to put the speakers in the right spot, and
Yeah.
he would move them, and he would calibrate the room. And his music, everything he did was smooth. It sounded better than everybody else. Even his DJing was, to me, smoother than most. And I just think he has supreme confidence in his ears and what he likes and what he thinks people respond to.
Who would be on your Mount Rushmore of all time rap groups and any era, any time period? Who's on your Mount Rushmore all time?
Of rap groups,
Yeah.
it would be, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, um, Run DMC, um, NWA,
Yes, I was gonna say, where were you guys on the list?
and I need five, so
Go with five,
I
yeah.
would I would add Public Enemy, and then I would add Wu-Tang Clan.
That's a hell of a list. I don't have too many arguments there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, so a couple minutes left. Want to transition a little bit to basketball. Just curious to get your thoughts on a couple of things. Obviously, I think about Kobe Bryant and what he meant to all of us, this world, just basketball on and off the court. What do you want to remember most about Kobe Bryant and the impact that he left both on and off the court?
Um, his mentality, uh, the Mamba mentality is real, uh, and I like players with that mentality. I
Yeah,
like players that have no mercy for the opponent. Um, so he brought that, and you appreciate that in an athlete because these are superheroes, in a box, so to speak.
yeah.
The box is the court, the game, and the things that they can do. So you want a gunslinger to come to town with a frown, not a smile, So Kobe came with a frown, and it was amazing to watch an athlete that skilled.
You tell this story about when the whole Shaq and Kobe beef was going on, and I think it was Snoop Dogg. They called you, and he was, complaining. He was worried about what the Lakers were going to do, and he told them, "Don't worry
He was
about,
on the radio. He was on
yeah,
the radio
don't worry about
being mad as
Shaq. Don't
hell.
worry about
Yeah.
Shaq. We're going to be just fine with Kobe." How did you know that a young Kobe was going to emerge into what he became?
My 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 words wasn't don't worry about
Yeah,
Shaq.
yeah.
It was more or less
Like we're going to be
we're
okay.
gonna be fine.
Yeah,
Um they made the right decision. And I love Shaq, and Shaq is the most dominant
yeah.
player ever. Um but you gotta keep Kobe. You gotta keep Kobe because I mean, younger, schmunger, all that stuff. But if you're down by 10 points in the fourth quarter, who do
Mamba.
you want to take over? Who do you want to
Yeah,
just, like
be an absolute dog.
forget the triangle?
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Down by 20 points in the fourth quarter.
yeah.
Who do you want with the ball? So at the fourth quarter, and sometimes in the fourth quarter they would just foul Shaq, and
Yeah.
he
Hack a
hated
Shaq.
going to the
Yeah.
free throw lines, and sometimes we would get one, they would go down and get two. We would get one, they would go down and get three, and that's how they catch up. So it's like you got to keep the Mamba because he can bring you out of he can save your life from any point in the game, especially the fourth quarter.
It's the most popular barbershop debate, whether it's Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Kareem. Who is your all-time NBA GOAT?
Um, I mean, me, I want to kill the goat. I'm sick
Yeah,
of the damn goat.
I get it.
But
I get it.
but Kobe Bryant, and he's the only one that's really won championships in all eras. Like, he played in the rough and tough 90s. He played against a zone. You know, Jordan
Yeah.
never seen a zone. And LeBron never seen play as rough as the 90s. So, I mean, Kobe's the only one that's won championships somewhat in both eras. Um, and he's like athletically and skill wise, I just think he's unmatched. Jordan, he had the hands, the hang time, that was next level. But Kobe was he was a master, and I
Yeah.
mean, Jordan is a master. Jordan is a master, and Kobe is a master. I think they can handle anything that come their way. But like I said, Jordan didn't see his own in the
Yeah.
NBA.
What can LeBron do, if anything, in your mind, to become that all-time GOAT? Because, a lot of people want to make that argument. It's been gaining more and more steam. Obviously, all-time leading scorer, all these different things. What can LeBron do in your mind, if anything, to be that all-time undisputed GOAT?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know if it's attainable at this point.
Yeah.
Um, and look, it's it's mentality more than anything to me. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's it's not skills, it's not records, it's the mentality.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Final thing
Yeah.
here. We'll get you out of here quickly. Obviously, you're a huge Raiders fan. Let's say you wake up tomorrow and you're the new GM of the Raiders. How do you get them a Lombardi trophy?
Defense, 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 defense. You're going against the Chiefs twice a year. You got to knock them down to come out of the West. Yeah, I mean, you can do a wild card, but yeah, you want to knock them off. And so it's going to take defense.
Any quarterback you'd get?
Um, I mean, can I steal
Trade for
one?
Mahomes?
Can I take one? I mean, um, no, we don't want to do it with Mahomes. We do it with Lamar.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. He seems like a Raider.
Yeah, 100%. All right, Cube, really appreciate your time. I know you have to go, but thank you so much. And big three starts this summer. We'll be tuning in.
Cool. Anytime.
Yep.
Later.
Thanks, Cube.